Hello everyone, welcome to the delicious flavors stop. Today I am preparing my karnıyarık recipe for you. There are important tricks. I kindly ask you to watch my video to the end. I'll start my recipe right away. I used 6 eggplants for my recipe. After cutting off the heads of my eggplants, I peel my eggplants in strips with the help of. Our eggplants are a little smaller in size, the better. The peeling process. After completing the process, I wash the eggplants with plenty of water. Or you can leave the eggplants for half an hour. You can also soak it in salt water. Fast 1 after completing the peeling process. So I proceed to the washing process. Rubbing with plenty of water. I'll lay it in a paper towel after I wash it, so that it can be completely drained. I always ask my friends who have come this far, as in the comment section. Can be emoji, can be flowers, even my recipe. If you want to have different ideas about, you can share with me. The eggplants I washed, I lay it in a paper towel, so that it can be completely drained. Since we're going to fry our eggplants in oil, it has to be dry, so I'm gonna have to go over it again with a paper towel. I keep drying. Drying process. After completing, I scratch the eggplants in the middle. In the middle of all my eggplants. After removing the scratches, I put my pan on my stove. After adding 1 cup of vegetable oil, then wait for it to heat up over medium heat. Without waiting, I add the eggplants to the heated content. This stage is very important. And then cover it with a lid. Eggplants seconds. Let's not leave him alone because he's fried inside. Let's fry it upside down all the time, because too much oil is splashed at this stage. Cover it with a lid after turning it over. After the eggplants are fried, I arrange them in my large-sized pipe. I fry my eggplants in the same way. I arrange them in my large-sized pipe. We can immediately start preparing the filling. I use 2 large onions. I finely dice my onions. The amount of eggplant. You can also use onions depending on the amount of minced meat. I like onions very much. I use 2 onions and 3 cloves of garlic. And my onions thinly diced and then cut into large cubes. I'm taking it into my pan. I used 1 capia pepper and 1 green pepper. In the same way, I also finely chop the peppers. Our vegetables. How thin, if we chop our food, that it'll look so good inside. Same again, so that my green peppers are finely chopped. I'm showing you guys if you're still not subscribed to my channel. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Chopped vegetables in a large size. I add it into the pan. That's enough. I finely chop my 3 cloves of garlic. The amount of garlic to your own palate. You can also adjust it to your taste. All vegetables. After adding it into the pan, I add half a tea glass of oil. I switch to roasting on the stove. I don't roast too much. After roasting for 2 minutes, add 350 grams minced meat. I roasted my minced meat beforehand and prepared it. 350 grams minced meat was too much for this recipe. I'll evaluate it later. Well, 250 grams and 300 grams minced meat should be enough. Then put 1 chopped piece on it. I add finely chopped tomatoes. After light stirring, which I diced, the minced meat that I prepared before, I add it to my filling. As I said, the minced meat was too much. I'll evaluate it later. 250 grams, 300 grams minced meat will be enough. 1 after combining the onion and minced meat for 2 minutes. And then I'll add the spices. The inside of my minced meat that I had roasted before because I did not use salt. 1 teaspoon salt, 1 teaspoon chili pepper. After adding 1 teaspoon of black pepper, I keep blending and stirring. We prepared our filling in minutes. Before I turn off my stove, I also add half a d-mitt of chopped parsley. After stirring for a few seconds, I'm turning off my stove. Let's pay attention to the amount of spices to your taste. You can adjust your quantities. Meanwhile, I'm preparing the sauce for the base of the carniches. 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. I use 1½ or 2 cups of cold water. Tomato paste until completely combined. And I keep whisking the water. The eggplants I prepared, I'm cutting it in half. I divide it into 2. I add a generous amount of filling. The more we add, the more delicious our food will be. With the help of a spoon, a generous amount of my filling, I add it to the center of my eggplants. I've prepared the carniches in advance. Heated bottom-top setting, 30 or 35 in a 230-degree oven. I'll cook it for minutes. Not all ovens are the same and may vary. Let's take care to cook in a controlled manner. Tomatoes in my filling. I didn't need to use tomato paste because I used 1 if you wish. You can also use a tablespoon of tomato paste. And a generous amount of eggplants. After adding the filling, I pour the prepared tomato paste water over the bottom. One delicious recipe. Very easy. Very practical. It is prepared in minutes. I add my ingredients as full notes in the description. You're trusting me. You can try the recipe easily. A very small amount of my tomato paste. I also pour it over my eggplants. My food, which was cooked in an average of 30 minutes. I'm getting ready to serve. You can decorate with any greens you wish. I love mint. After decorating it with mint, I took my serving plate. And I want you to see how well it's cooked. I want to show. I serve my karnıyarık with rice pilaf. After pouring a generous amount of sauce on it. Immediately fork. And with the help of the kitchen, you will be able to see how well it cooks. My food is cooked. It's like a marshmallow. The flavor is great. Again, we have prepared one delicious flavor with you. I've come to the end of our recipe for today. Hope to see you in my next recipe. Bon appetit!